Where do I start with Gravity Falls? I've started making videos on this show a bunch of times before, but always stopped midway through for some reason in the past. In my last video, I talked about Rick and Morty and how I think it missed an opportunity to be remembered as the best cartoon of its generation. I think Gravity Falls, on the other hand, has a really good argument for that title. And one thing off the bat about this show is that when I watched it for the first time, I was 16, I think, which meant I had no nostalgia factor for the show. The thing is with other shows, like pretty much every 2010 show on Cartoon Network, I have a certain level of nostalgia for it that probably skews my point of view to some extent. So since I watched this for the first time when I was a little older, it had to be good or else I wasn't going to like it. And I watched the entirety of this show over spring break the year I was in 10th grade, so it didn't take me that long, and the reason it didn't take that long is because the show has almost no filler, which I really appreciate. It has 2 seasons, and the first season is completely necessary because it sets up all the characters and everything to know about them, and the second season isn't episodic in any way. It just continuously builds on a storyline that they set up throughout season 1. One thing this show did a really good job of was the Dipper and Wendy storyline throughout the whole thing, which was super relatable for me. Wendy is like 3 years older than Dipper, and Dipper realistically has no chance with her, but it's heartbreaking for him. And I think this is really common for people around that age to be interested in someone a lot older than you and not really have the feelings reciprocated. Another thing about this show, which I've seen other people touch on a bunch of times, is the twins' ideas about growing up. Mabel desperately wants to stay a kid, and Dipper desperately wants to grow up. I think this is shown best at the end of the series in the Weirdmageddons, where Mabel ends up basically staying in her own fun kid world that Bill Cipher creates for her, and Dipper and Seuss and Wendy have to try and get her out of that to come fight them, and basically tell her you can't stay a kid forever. There's also something about the scenery and town they live in this show that I just love. Same thing with Adventure Time. I just wish I could go into the universe that they are in, and it looks so nice. I think it's supposed to be set in Oregon or whatever. But yeah, despite all the weird shit that happens in their town, I wish I could go there in real life. The main argument I feel like that can be made, though, to say that this show is the greatest of its generation is the fact that there's no bad episodes. With a bunch of other shows that are great, like Adventure Time, Regular Show, a lot of other shows, there are bad episodes and there's filler, but with this show there genuinely is none of that. I also want to touch on the fact that when this show was coming out, it must have been really fun to watch every week because of the Easter eggs that were dropped and the subliminal messaging that was in the show. I just know that being part of the community at the time must have been super fun to try and decipher all the codes and stuff like that. Anyways, as I'm ending this video, I think all in all, Gravity Falls has a good argument to be the best kids cartoon of its generation. And the reason that I say kids is because I think I'm going to start rewatching BoJack Horseman. And I think, in general, the way that show... I've been thinking about all the shows that I've grown up with recently, and I think the way that show really deals with adult themes and has so many long seasons of great storylines and episodes just makes it probably the best adult cartoon ever, so I think I'll probably make a video on that soon. But, yeah, Gravity Falls is a really good show. I'm glad I finally made a video on it. See ya.